I thought he was a little smarter than he ended up being. I thought he would be smarter, but he's not.
The cast of Barry is here, dishing on what surprised them the most and what they'll never forget as the final season kicks off. And we've got the stories that define the week on People in 10. I'm Makon Jovu, bringing you everything you need to know about pop culture right now. 10 minutes are on the clock, so let's get to it with the first 5. Starting with the Netflix stream that didn't quite go as planned.
Are you kidding me?
That's what many Love is Blind fans were thinking as they waited 75 minutes or more for season 4's live reunion.
Netflix ended up issuing a statement to apologize for the delay.
The reunion was supposed to air Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
I can't believe this.
After it didn't start promptly, Netflix tweeted that the show would go live in 15 minutes. Another 7 minutes later, they promised it would be worth the wait.
But that time came and went, and fans weren't happy.
Sorry, I'm crying.
Cast member Marshall even joined in, posting a picture of himself in front of tech equipment, writing, "I'm trying, y'all."
And while co-host Vanessa Lachey also joked about the delay, she's now being criticized over how she handled the reunion itself.
I was just going to say my truth.
Pulp exclusively tells People that he felt like Lachey's approach was an interrogation on issues rather than an open dialogue.
While many viewers agree, she brought personal bias to the conversation. And from Love is Blind to Hollywood love stories, Joshua Jackson is crediting his now wife, Jodie Turner-Smith, for changing his mind on not wanting to get married or have kids. The 44-year-old tells The Times that while age is partially the reason, it was also about finding somebody in the right moment of life. And while Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes got cozy at Coachella, Keanu Reeves and Alexandra Grant shared a passionate kiss at the 2023 Mocha Gala.
We were connected. It's really nice.
This as Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos made it official.
Joining me today and permanently until one of us dies.
Mark debuted as Kelly's new live co-host on Monday, with their daughter Lola supporting from the audience.
Thank you, Haley and Mateo forever.
And newly single Reese Witherspoon is moving on.
What, like it's hard?
A source tells People the actress is doing much better after she announced her divorce from Jim Toth, adding that while it was a difficult decision, she has no regrets. Moving on to the post you've been loving this week. Friends and family are showering mom-to-be Lindsay Lohan with love. She hit the Big Apple for her baby shower with her BFF Juliet Angus and her sis Aliana, who snapped some cute selfies with the expectant mama, while their brother Dakota bonded with Lindsay's hubby Beta Shamus, calling him my brother for life. And leave it to Lupita Nyong'o to rock any hairdo.
Girl, don't do it. It's not worth it. I was just thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I did it.
She said goodbye to her sister locks with a little help from Boyz II Men.
I'm gonna miss you.
And speaking of help, Katy Perry hit the stage for her Vegas residency with a new backup dancer.
Is that Northwest? North, do you want to come on stage and do the dance off?
Kim and Kanye's eldest, joined by her friends, went on to bust her best moves. And the new friends continued the fun backstage.
Shy. Not that shy.
Next up, it's an on-screen reunion for Chris Evans and Ana de Armas.
You got me kidnapped and tortured all after one day.
With this movie, we finally got to kind of, interact
Like
in a
each
more
other.
playful, bantery sort of a way. The first movie were obviously adversarial. The second film, we didn't have anything together. So this was fun to kind of actually get to kind of have some repartee.
You want to get a coffee?
Now?
Yes, now.
I'll just hang on.
The fun, the romance, the conversations, and all of that, it was, it comes very natural for Chris and I, and it was just very easy, and the chemistry's there.
But its opposites attract when it comes to their approach to work.
Anna never stops working.
I do movies between movies.
Yeah, Anna is always, she's just right on to the next one. Meanwhile,
but
I disappear into Massachusetts.
We check on each other, and we text, and we share dogs' pictures, and...
And in this week's People, we're talking exclusively with Minka Kelly.
We don't have to be a victim of our circumstance.
In her new book, Minka reveals shocking details about her traumatic childhood, including how her mother worked as an exotic dancer as she faced addiction and domestic violence.
It was chaotic. I spent a lot of my youth wishing my mom were something she wasn't, wishing my mom were like the other moms.
In her 20s, Minka landed her first major acting role on Friday Night Lights.
What is wrong with you?
And reconnected with her father, former Aerosmith guitarist Rick Dufay.
I love my dad so much. I'm so thankful that he's here now.
But as her career took off, she and her mom became estranged. They would rekindle their relationship after her mother was diagnosed with colon cancer, and Minka was there to hold her at the end of her life.
I only was able to really appreciate how special she was when I got much older. In fact, when it was maybe a little too late.
Minka is sharing her story to make others with similar relationships feel less alone. We love that she's talking about it. Now, let's move on to some screen time. I'm so excited to be joined by Bill Hader, Sarah Goldberg, Henry Winkler, Robert Wisdom, Anthony Carrigan, and Stephen Root, who star in the final season of Barry, airing now on HBO.
You're irredeemable. Hank, this is your chance.
So I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. For question number 1, you'll give me 1 answer. Question number 2, you'll give me 2 answers, and so on and so forth. Are you ready to get started?
Yes, you got it.
Sounds good to me.
As we head into the last season of Barry, what is one unexpected way you've seen your character evolve over the last 4 seasons?
I thought, this might sound weird, I thought he was a little smarter than he ended up being. I thought he would be smarter, but he's not.
I think the biggest surprise is her making a choice that isn't a selfish one. No spoilers.
At first, like, Hank is you know, this kind of like sweet, lovable, naive, kind of foolish guy who just happens to be a Chechen mobster. And now up in this 4th season, we're gonna see even more of Hank, and in a way that I think is gonna surprise a lot of people.
I started in one place. I started to ascend into a different, better person, and I devolved.
I started as an intense person, and I remain an intense person.
For all the Barry fans out there, myself included, we want to go behind the scenes. When you all look back on your time on Barry, what are 2 memorable days or moments on set that you'll never forget?
I think back in season 1 when we were all doing the Shakespeare pieces, because we had the most talented group of actors, and honestly, you could do an outtake episode of that episode that would rival the one that aired. Every single one performed a full Shakespeare piece and in a comical style. I've never laughed so hard in my life.
Being chained to a radiator in a Bolivian basement, and then having Bill sitting across from me telling me which way the panther is gonna, you know, eat me, and that as an exercise as an actor. So this whole show has kind of run the gamut in terms of the challenges but rewards that have been presented.
Playing a complicated and sometimes bad guy can seem like a lot of fun, but I'd love to know, what are 3 life experiences that you drew on to bring your character to life?
Well, you know, there's definitely been moments in the show where the character's gotten panicked and had like a panic attack, and I've definitely felt that before. When I was on Saturday Night Live, I would get panic attacks pretty frequently, and so that was like, that's one, yeah, where, you know, Barry has a panic attack and you go, oh, I know I know exactly what that feels like.
One thing about acting is we never think of ourselves as good or bad. My daughter gets killed in a comedy. Whoa, you know, what do we do with that? So you don't go out and try to make it funny. You bring out things in this character that heighten everything. And I think I just heightened fear and uncontrollable events to such a level that everybody was just scared when I walked in a room.
I took all the acting teachers I ever knew and I put them into this character. I took my imagination of what it would be like to teach. So I took that and put that all in, and being lost a little bit. Earlier in my life, I was lost. I was not as authentic as I wanted to be, and I took that with me.
After 4 seasons, as a viewer, what 4 scenes or episodes will go down as quintessential Barry?
I'd say the pilot episode, the original episode, is an incredible episode of TV. It really sets the unique tone of the show, and it's a real kind of standalone piece.
Maybe it's the middle of season 2. Barry thinks he's about to be arrested by a policeman, and the policeman says, "All right, so if you kill my wife, I'll let you go." And he goes, "What?" I think that's quintessential Barry.
Ronnie Lilly, the one with the karate dude and his daughter, that standalone episode I think is like one of the best episodes of television. Also the motorcycle chase, oh my god, like there's just a wealth of scenes that just I think have changed the game in television.
And finally, give us 5 words to describe the 4th and final season of Barry.
Scary.
Heartbreaking.
Gut punch. I guess that's 2 words.
Astonishing.
What you see is not what you get.
Everything okay, mi amor?
Yeah. Everything's gonna be great.
You better run.
Thank you all so much for joining me today. Everyone, be sure to watch the final season of Barry, airing Sundays on HBO. All right, time's up. See you back here next Thursday.